Hey guys, so today's video is going to be on a frontal installation, specifically how to customize your frontal properly to a specific skin tone. As you guys can see, my client is dark skinned, so that is what we're going to be doing today. Right here, I'm just prepping her skin for the glue. I'm using my boho skin protectant. You want to make sure that you form this barrier between your client's skin and the glue that you're going to apply on their head, just because people have different reactions to different products. So you just want to make sure you're taking the right procedures to make sure that they don't have any reactions. So next, I'm going to go ahead and use my boho freeze spray and go ahead and basically mold her edges back. This is another protection step. So once that's all done, you're just going to go ahead and blow dry it down. Make sure everything is no longer wet, and then you're going to go ahead and put your stocking cap on. It's pretty basic. Most installations start off like this, so I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it several times on YouTube. Once your client's edges are molded down, just go ahead and put on the stocking cap. Right now I'm using Ruby Kisses to go over and basically match the cap to her skin color. I believe we use the shade 16, which is the darkest shade. So I know usually you can do this after you cut off the cap, but I just went ahead and did it before. Right here I'm using Tailored Crown's lace tint. I absolutely love this lace tint. She is always sold out, so when I seen that she had it in stock, I just went ahead and bought all 6 colors, which includes the 3 original ones and the 3 newer colors. I believe I did a mixture of cafe and dark. So I just went ahead and sprayed that along, and I just went ahead and let it dry. I already plucked this frontal, so after this step, I'm just going to go ahead and basically throw it on her head. So after going ahead and tinting her lace, I went back to cut the excess cap off. Like I said, it's the same process with the got to be spray that you spray over the hairline, just making sure you're forming another barrier to protect your client's hair from the glue that you're about to use. So I'm just going through right now. I'm going to cut all this excess cap off. Sometimes these stocking caps are really tight, so you have to make sure you're not, digging into your client's skin. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut this along their hairline, making sure that I am not exposing any baby hair. As you can see, I'm going back in with my freeze spray just because I needed to cover a little bit more of her baby hair up because she has a low hairline. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Go back and spray it. Same process. Make sure it's dry. And then I'm going to finish off with cutting the excess cap on, and then we're going to move on to applying the frontal. So once you've cut that excess cap off, you want to go ahead and align your client's frontal to their hairline. Make sure you take your time during this step. You don't want to rush it because you don't want to have to sew it back on and realize you didn't align it properly. So right here, I'm just going ahead and sewing the back on. You want to make sure that your client is holding on to the frontal and not shifting it or moving it around while you're sewing it down. And you also want to make sure that you're not tugging and pulling back on the frontal while you're sewing it down, because once you go to apply it on, it's going to cause tension and also cause the lace to pull back, which is eventually going to make the lace lift. So I'm just going through. I'm going to sew this all the way across. I'm just showing you guys this one side. But yeah, it's just the same method. Loop and pull, loop and pull, loop and pull, all the way until you get to the end. And of course, when you're done, you cut the thread. And here I'm just going ahead and sewing her wefts. Again, I'm using the loop and pull method. I just went ahead and doubled this weft. So as you can see, I'm just using my left hand to basically hold it in place and guide the line while my right hand is doing the sewing. So like I said, I'm doing the loop and pull method. I really like this method. It's a nice strong hold, nice strong finish. So yeah, you just want to do this all the way to the top with all of your bundles. It's really simple. Just go back and forth, and when you're done, you're going to move on to your frontal. So I'm using Boho Active. I always use this adhesive. I absolutely love it. It's really great for people who are oily, sweaty, or just are active on a day-to-day basis, like working out or whatever you consider being active. But with this type of adhesive or any type of adhesive, less is more. Just make sure you're doing, you're applying a decent amount in width. And also, of course, going from ear to ear, making sure you're covering the space of the whole entire frontal. But this adhesive dries really fast if you use a good amount. Once it dries clear, then you can go ahead and add your next layer. I usually do 4 layers just to give a strong hold, and usually that'll last my clients about 3 weeks. When it comes to frontals, like I always say, they're not made to last forever, nor is the adhesive made to have your frontal applied on forever. So some people it lasts 2 weeks, some people it lasts 4 weeks, but at the end of the day, it just also depends on the way it's being applied and the way it's maintained once you have your frontal installed. So yeah, you're just going to go ahead and do your 3 to 4 layers. And then when you're done, you're going to go ahead and start applying the frontal down to your client's skin. Once you're all done with applying your layers, you're going to go ahead and put on the frontal. Like I said, make sure you're taking your time during this process. As you can see, there's some parts of the lace that don't have any glue on it, but it's okay. I will go back and finish that. But right here, I'm just making sure that I'm taking my time. I'm not really smudging it in, but I am lightly rubbing it in. It might look like I'm really getting in there, but I'm being very gentle. I would suggest using a rat tail or something sharp like the tweezers that I'm using. And this just helps with really bonding the adhesive with the lace. And I'm just stretching it down and making sure that I'm not exposing any of the glue that I put down. You want to make sure that you cover every inch of glue that you went ahead and put on your client's head, because it's a lot harder to clean this glue up once it's dried, because you have to use alcohol or something else, which may likely cause the lace to lift. But yeah, I'm just going through it right now, combing through it right now, making sure I'm making everything lay flat. And you just want to go ahead and do this. And then, of course, you're going to go ahead and cut off your lace and also glue back the parts that don't have any glue on them. Now it's time to cut the lace, and I like to go in a zigzag motion because no one's natural hairline goes straight. So the more, I wouldn't say jagged, but the more dips and like squiggles that you have in cutting your lace, the more natural it looks. I apologize for my arm being in the way, but it's gonna kind of show you guys what I'm doing. But if you get what I'm saying, just don't go in a straight line like you're making an oval. You kind of want to go and have like a jagged type of motion to it. Like I said, this will make it look more natural. So yeah, I think for the most part, my arm was in the video. So I went ahead and just fast forwarded it. But now I'm just going back in. I'm adding a little bit of makeup to her frontal. I wouldn't say go in with the makeup, because if you put too much over time, it'll start to look more and more visible. So don't do that. But I already tinted it. I'm just going back in and touching it up, which is perfectly fine. And this way it'll look more like skin when I'm finished. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you are always finessing your frontal. Is really all the finesse at the end of the day. It's really just the finesse, and you just have to know what you're doing and what's going to make your frontal look more natural. And right here, I'm just going in and adding glue to the ear tab. Like I said, if there's any parts of your frontal that have not been glued down, it's perfectly fine. You can always go back and fix it, which I am doing right here. Once you're all done laying down your frontal, you just want to go back in and just focus on the edges and make sure you're really pressing that lace onto your client's head. This part is just the main part of just melting it, you know? I like to hold my blow dryer up to the edge and just basically go through it and just make sure that the glue is intact and nothing's gonna lift. And I would say for the most part, you can just go ahead and tie a scarf around your client's head and put them underneath the dryer. But at this moment, I was like, you know what, let me just do this by hand, which I went ahead and did. And this is also important for when you're going to style your baby hairs using the mousse method. You want to make sure that your glue is applied properly. You also want to make sure it's dried enough so your lace doesn't go ahead and lift. Once you've done all that, you just go ahead and style your client's baby hairs. I actually did this part off camera just because this was like my first time, I believe, my first couple times using the mousse method, and I just wanted to make sure that I actually have it down before I start filming, because it took me forever and ever and ever. But I just went ahead and styled the baby hairs and combed it out just to give it that nice wispy look. I'm not really a fan of the stuck on baby hair look, but my client here did want the wispy look, so we went ahead and did that. And after everything was finished, this is the results of it all. It's really melted in. It's very nice. This hair is from my company, JB Bell Hair. The link will be in the bio for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked the installation. Make sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Let me know what else you guys want to see, and I'll make sure to get to it. Thanks for watching.